Morning, everyone. Certainly glad to see everybody here today for another session of Pulaski County Court. We got business to take care of, county business, so certainly glad to see each one here. As our normal routine, we will have a moment of silence for anyone that has prior concerns or anything in the county. Then I've asked Master Wheeldon to lead us in the pledge afterwards. Do want to make note, we had a little bit of a fire last night at the jail. The jailer's not here, but he was communicating with me about midnight. It was a small fire in the laundry room, had quick response thanks to the fire department and the sheriff's office and city police helped control some inmates. So appreciate everybody that pitched in there. I went by this morning at 7 and they got it under control, limited to the laundry area. A dryer overheated and caught on fire, but it was amazing watching the video how fast that thing blowed up. The camera was on the dryer, and within 30 seconds, the room was completely blacked out with smoke. You couldn't see anything. So it's thanks to quick response from some inmates that were working there. Actually, they had 2 people working with the dryers at the time, running clothes through them, and it's amazing that everybody had a quick response to keep that under control. It did get in some duct work, so they do have some smoke and water damage, so keep them in their thoughts. Anyone else? Jimmy, how's your grandson?
He's just a little bit better. He's out of ICU, but they haven't found a cure for his cancer yet, though.
Keep him in our prayers. Anyone else? If not, let's have a 30 seconds of silence. Thanks, everyone. If you please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item of business would be to approve the minutes of the July 23rd fiscal court meeting. I think we have a copy of them in front of you. If there's any changes or additions to those.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Wilson to accept the minutes.
Second.
Second by Mr. Wheeldon. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. In our old business section, we have another resolution for Connect Community Village. I've talked to the state about that. It was a $3 million grant to the village to build it and take care of it going forward. It was made to Pulaski County Fiscal Court. The funding was going to be a pass-through, but I've talked to the state about it. It gets us in a little bit of a jeopardy there with the auditor. If we accept the funds, then we have to bid everything out. So we don't want to go through the bidding process. So we have a resolution in front of you that would transfer the funds from us to the Connect Community Village and let them take care of it. We will still have oversight of it, but they will do the bidding process. So there's a resolution there that we need to pass today to be able to transfer the funds to them as a lump as needed, and we don't have to do the bid process. If I can have a motion to adopt this resolution. It says authorizing to accept and transfer administration of a Kentucky House Bill 1 appropriation for up to $3 million from the Commonwealth of Kentucky Department of Local Government for the project listed below, which is the community village.
Motion.
Second.
Who made the motion?
Jimmy.
Mr. Wheeldon makes a motion. Mr. Strunk seconds.
I got a question. Do they have to abide by the same bidding process of the county?
They do not.
They do not.
No, they do not.
Do they have, let me ask another question. Do they have steps set up for bidding process, Virginia?
What we have worked out is we will get a general contractor, and then we will do bidding on the subcontracting work through the general
For
contractor.
the general contractor?
Yes. And we also have in place, we will have a CPA as an oversight, and we also will have an attorney to go over any and all contracts that we have.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Moving on to new business. We have personnel. I want to today recommend to the court that I want to promote Brian Phillips as shop foreman of the road department, and also Doug Blevins as interim. Both of them will be interim shop foreman of the fire equipment. I don't know if I need to do this separate, one at a time. All right, first one, I want to ask for a motion to promote Brian Phillips to interim shop foreman of the road department.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Renshaw,
Second.
second by Mr. Strunk. Any questions, comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Now I want to entertain a motion to promote Doug Blevins as interim shop foreman of the fire department equipment at the garage.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Renshaw, second by Mr. Wheeldon. Any questions, comments? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? And the motion carries. Next item will be to discuss the county tax rate. The state has set some rates for us, and I would ask for a motion. I have a lot of literature in front of you. I'm going to ask for a motion to have a public hearing to keep the property tax rate the same rate as it has been for some time. It's 4.4%, or 4.4 cents on a $100 value. I want to ask for a public notice to be posted in the local newspaper. The purpose of the meeting is to notify the public the tax rate for the ensuing year to remain the same at 4.4 cents per $100 of assessed value. The public is invited to attend. We have to have a hearing in the paper. It have to be posted twice, and the rates will remain the same.
Motion.
Motion by Magistrate
Second.
Strunk, second by Mr. Renshaw.
Can you tell us, the public, what the date is going to be for that hearing?
Yes, the date of the hearing, the public hearing will be August the 23rd. I think it's on a Friday at 10 a.m. in this room. Any other comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item would be the Health Department local tax rate. Ms. Bender?
Hi, I'm Bridget Bender from the Pulaski County Health Department, and I'm just here to present the local board. They approved the 3 cents per hundred on the assessed value, property value. And it hasn't changed since last year.
The court doesn't need to approve that, it just needs to be reflected in the minutes that
Right.
they applied their legal requirement in presenting it to the court.
Did you say there was no change?
No, there's been no change.
Okay. All right. Please note in the minutes that the Health Department presented their tax rate to the court. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Sorry, I apparently turned my mic off, but as I stated, the court doesn't approve that tax rate. It just they have to present it by law, and it's reflected in the minutes that they did that.
Next item, I do have an addition here that's not on the agenda that came in yesterday. The library board wants to present their tax rate also. It will be another one we don't vote on. It's just an act that we have to have them present.
Thank you all for adding us on such short notice. I wanted to introduce to you, this is the new director of the library. Her name is Leslie Randall Kidd, and I will be leaving the library September 30th, and she will be taking over. In the meantime, we're in training. So, okay, I'll do the tax rate first. Our compensating tax rate actually went down this year. It was 6.2 last year. It is 5.9 this year, and that is what the board has voted on to take this year. It's the compensating rate, which is 5.9 per 100.
Okay. Anything else?
Yes, I left you all information from our annual report. We were up in a lot of things that we did this year, library visits, book circulation, and other services. I'm sure I'm beating a dead horse here, but we do passports, and we actually did 405 passports, issued passports last year. And the library actually does get $35 for every passport that we do. We have several passport agents in the building, so we do not make the pictures. So if you're needing a passport, you'll need to go get your picture done at either Walgreens or Walmart or somewhere, but we'll help you with the rest of it. Another thing that I'm really proud of is the summer food service. We participate in that every year. That's done through the Pulaski County school system. We gave out 5,118 lunches during the summer, which is a 40% increase from what we did last year. And I can't thank the Board of Education enough for providing that service for the kids. It is very needed service.
Thank you very much.
That's it. Thank you.
Just one thing, just thank you for your service to the community, and I hope your retirement goes good.
Thank you.
And welcome aboard, and I hope you dedicate your service to the community for a long time.
You've got some pretty big shoes to fill.
Yep.
That's a very common theme, and I agree.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Move right along to the department reports. First up is County Clerk. Jim?
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for having me this morning. As you know, we have a critical, I will say, presidential election coming up. And it has been recommended by the State Board of Elections for us to have armed security guards at polling locations. I don't know, you never know where or how anything's going to happen. The past two elections, we had hired people from the police force, the county and the city and things like that. But in an effort to cut cost, we reached out to some people, and we were paying $50 an hour for that service. We have now got a company that's willing to do that service for $35 an hour. And it's, I don't know what the name of his company is, it's Todd Wood, the ex-sheriff, you know, but in researching these things and looking, it's a big deal with if they're bonded, insured. There's a lot more to it than somebody just standing there with a gun, okay? So we want to be sure that we get somebody that is well qualified. And again, this is up to the court. This is a suggestion by the State Board of Elections. I did not know that I should have brought it before the court, and I apologize for that the past two elections. So I am now doing so, and if you all want to proceed with it, I will. If not, then we won't. So, have any questions?
I do. How many counties around us provide security at their polling places?
I don't know.
So you don't have any information to that? How about, has there ever been an incident at the polling places here in Pulaski County?
There has been some incidents, but I don't know of anything that would have ever required a armed security guard. But I hate to say that because, you know, what happened not long ago to former President Trump. I don't know how this is going to go. They're expecting the worst, I guess, with things coming up. I don't think necessarily Pulaski County has been known for that kind of stuff, but I guess the old saying, would we rather be safe than sorry? I don't know.
So are you recommending us use the security service, or,
I am.
and they've been vetted? You said former Sheriff Todd Woods, right?
Yes.
That's his company?
Yeah, and I don't know what the name of his, let me see if we got it here. I don't know what the name of his company is, but it don't say here in the notes I have. But,
Does he employ like past deputies, retired deputies? What does?
I would assume so. I don't know. Actually, Mark is the one that reached out to people and shopping around for this. So I don't know exactly the whole thing, but I did personally talk to Todd about it, and he said they were fully bonded, insured, and maybe some other thing goes along with that. I'm not very familiar with how that is, but
Well, if they're going to have any authority, they would need to have police powers.
Right.
They would need to.
Right. See, he was explaining to me some security that you could get does not have armed people or whatever. So hopefully that wouldn't be a need, but I don't want to be the one to say, okay, let's don't do it. I think it would be. I have done it the past 2 elections already. We've not had any incidents at that, but I wanted to bring it before the court so everybody could hear what's going on. And
So
I suggest we do. It is what I would suggest.
what is the total cost to the county? Because that is above and beyond our current budget, because we don't have that in our
Right.
budget.
That would be determined by the number of polling places we choose. If we want to do all 9 places, it's $420 per site. So that would be 36, about $3,780 something if we did every one. Then I don't know, how do you choose? Do we take the one that has the most people voting? How do you determine where you want to place people? I don't know how to make that call.
I would be concerned about liability. If you're going to,
Do it, you need to do all of them.
Yeah.
Yes,
if you leave out one,
that's
you know,
what
who's making that decision, and then if somebody gets harmed there.
Yeah.
So I think from a liability standpoint, if you're going to do it, you do all of them. Don't do it at all.
That would be my suggestion. And like I said, we've done this in an effort to cut costs because we know we're all on tight budgets and trying to do the best we can with the way times are. But this is something no doubt new to me, new to you all. I don't know if y'all ever remember going to a polling place and there'd be armed people there. But we've never lived in such times as we do today. And so,
Agree with that.
yeah.
We
World
didn't
left.
used to have them at schools either, so.
Huh?
So we didn't used to have them at
No.
schools either, so.
We didn't used to lock our church doors and have security there. You know, my church does that. But
Can you come back to us at the next meeting with a full proposal with all the numbers and everything like that?
yeah, well, you can figure it'd be $420 per polling place. Well, I'll come back with an exact number with all the polling places.
And it would be, in my opinion, it'd be great to have Todd here to explain his business to us.
Okay. I'm sure he'd be glad to.
Yeah.
I'll be, but something for y'all to be thinking about, so you're in the know. And, but again, my suggestion is that we do it, but
Yeah, mine too.
it's up to you guys.
Yeah,
I think we should do it
I think
too.
it would be good, have a little security, I mean.
I'm okay with going ahead and voting today to do it. I mean, I make that motion that we go ahead and let Todd do it.
We have a motion by Mr. Strunk. Do I have a second to move forward with it?
Second.
Second by Mr. Turpin. Any other comments or questions?
Is that for each polling place, Mike?
Yeah, for all of us, that's like you agreed there.
Any other questions? We have a motion on the floor to move forward with the security. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'm gonna say no, because I don't have enough information
All right.
for a proper vote on it. I think I would like to know more about Todd's business and stuff,
Your roll call.
if we can make that note in
Roll
there.
call.
Turpin,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Wilden,
Yes.
Renshaw,
No.
Strunk.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you all. I appreciate it.
You too.
Next item will be your Sheriff Bobby Jones.
Good morning. I'd just like to come before fiscal court this morning and thank some people for some things. I want to start out, though, with something that just come to my attention just this morning about the murders that just come out, the two that got arrested for murders. Not murders, it's attempted murders, first of all. And both these situations I'm talking about are open cases. I can't really talk about them, but I know some people's got on some social media and is wanting to know why we didn't notify some people and why we had all this. Just to let you know, this was without talking about the case too much, this was an incident where the person that was doing the shooting knew the person that they were shooting at. It's an isolated incident. The person that was, by the time we found the wrecked car that the suspect was in, that had been left abandoned, we don't know who we're looking for. So we got to figure it out. But within a few hours, we had all three of them in custody. So there was no time to send out a public notice. I understand some people's upset that we didn't let everybody know that they was running around. We don't know who's out there running around. We don't know what we're supposed to tell people. Within hours, we had these people arrested. So I just wanted to publicly say that because I know some people's upset that we didn't send something out. And like I said, this was an isolated incident. It was over a certain situation. The people knew each other. It wasn't like we had a bunch of vigilantes out there running around shooting up the county. So that just happened, so I just let you know about that. The one I was wanting that I actually put on the agenda today for was the structure fire that happened August the 1st. We had a individual, and again, it's an open case, that was not allowing firefighters, volunteer firefighters, Somerset, Table, well, I shouldn't have named them because it's Burnside, Somerset, Rescue Squad, Table, and maybe even some other fire departments at this location, trying to put out a fire, and this individual wasn't going to do this. This individual was barricading his residence. This individual was resisting. Without saying too much about the case, but I wanted to give a shout out to my the 5 deputies that had showed up on the scene. And what they did, they ended up going in the house and dragging him out against his will. They ended up, 4 of the 5 ended up needing medical treatment on scene. 1 ended up needing to be transported to the hospital along with another firefighter. So I wanted to publicly thank them individuals, but also had other deputies that I called because that depleted the staff. Didn't have nobody work the road. They're all getting treated. So I called other deputies. They came out, no problem, no hesitation. Kentucky State Police came up here from Macquarie County. Somerset Police Department picked up calls for us. EMS for what they done out there on the scene. 911 for answering all the calls, taking all the confusion that was going on with what they've done. So I just wanted to come up here and just publicly thank them for what they've done. No doubt they saved this individual's life, but that was something that I just felt personally that I wanted to congratulate them for. So I just wanted y'all to know that. Any questions about anything?
I have one other, there was a situation the other night where I was on scene with the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office for another incident for a fire, and I just went, they were very professional and got to the situation so we can get the fire out, so.
Well, I appreciate that. I've got to say these last couple of weeks have been very trying. Our staff we've got one this is this last week, and we've hired another one in, but I've still got, I've got about 5 positions I need to fill to get 3 to get back up on the road, but I've got 2 more talking about retirement and near future. And we've got 1 in the academy right now. That was the process we started last October, just to let the public know how this works. We started that process last October. We hired him in January. We finally got him, he's just now starting the academy. So that's how long it takes us to get somebody on the road. So if we hire somebody that's not laterally transferred in.
Well, I know Burnside Police helped out too in that situation, but I pulled up and there's like 7 cop cars all over the place. I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah. Okay.
So-
Well, I just wanted to publicly thank them. I know that was kind of unusual, but anyway, these guys stepped up. They've done a really, really good job. They definitely saved this individual's life, and I just wanted to thank them for that. Thank y'all.
Thanks, Sheila. Next item would be 911, Ms. Beverly.
Good morning, I'm here again. I'm going to request to hire 3 full-time people. I'll do these one at a time. First one is a Haley Lanigan. She is not certified. She will have to go through the whole training and all the certification process. I'd like to get her started on 8/19.
Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion by Mr. Renshaw, second by Mr. Strunk. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Second is Emery Simpson. She will have to go through the same process, and her start date would be 8/15.
Motion.
Motion by
Second.
Mr. Wheeldon, second by Mr. Renshaw. Any comments, questions? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? And motion carries.
And I have one that is actually certified. He will come in and just do in-house training and doesn't have to have anything else. I'm thankful for that. His name is Jonathan Meadows.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Wilson,
Second.
second by Mr. Renshaw. Any questions or comments?
His start date is 8/19.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
And just to say, we appreciate the 911 workers. It's a tough job, and
I appreciate that.
I know it seems like you're always up here hiring because people
It's a
get
hard
in there,
job.
they don't realize what all it takes to be a 911 operator, and we need to make sure that we address them as first responders because they are the ones
Absolutely.
that call
And-
first. They're the first ones that take that call.
They don't do it for a pat on the back.
Yeah.
But it's like the sheriff said, the last couple of weeks have been pretty trying. It'd be great to get full staff. It would make it a whole lot easier, and we're trying, but this job is something you have to have a passion for. It becomes part of who you are.
Thanks, Beverly.
Thank you all.
Road Department,
Thank you. I'd like to ask for 3,000 ton of rock.
Motion.
motion by Mr. Wilson, second by Mr. Turpin. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. We have a road list in front of you. I don't think there's any speed limit on it.
Don't see any.
Motion to approve the road list.
Mr. Renshaw makes the motion to approve road list. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Turpin. You want a second to look over it? We don't want to rush you through it. Are we ready to vote? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item would be finance. Ms. Chrissa.
I'm looking for approval for the August bill list.
Motion to approve the bill list.
Mr. Renshaw makes the motion to approve bill list. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Wheeldon. Any questions? Chris, I noticed there's one item in there that's separated from the rest. Is that one that was brought in late?
Yeah.
Yes.
An invoice?
Yes.
I asked her to add this in because it's a small company and they got confused on when the date was to turn in bills. So I'm asking the court to go ahead and approve this as part of the bill list. It's Troy Hawk, and it was for work done at the Shopville Gymnasium Park out there, and it was for $91,3659, $9,136.59.
Any other comments? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed?
Correction, you didn't get a second on that. No.
Because you were talking. It's 'cause you
I need a second on that motion then.
Second.
Weldon
Strunk makes that
second.
motion.
I thought Weldon seconded.
Yeah, Weldon
I
second.
didn't hear.
Yeah.
Oh,
We got two
okay.
seconds.
We're good.
We'll go ahead and do a second vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It passes
I didn't
twice.
hear Wielding.
Any other business to be brought before the court?
If I may have the floor for a moment.
You may.
You know, in government's kind of designed to spend money. Nobody likes to talk about that.
No.
You know, that's what it's designed to do, to collect taxes and then spend those taxes to support the infrastructure of county government. And one of the big expenses of county government is, as we all know, is the detention center. And I'm on the Prosecutor's Advisory Council. I'm one of 5 county attorneys across the state that's on that council. It's 5 Commonwealth, 5 county, 2 citizen members, and the Attorney General. And what we basically do is we disperse and take care of all the budgets of the county attorneys, Commonwealth attorneys' offices, and Prosecutor's Advisory Council. So we've got a call today about Rocket Docket. It's time to get everybody to get their Rocket Docket applications in, and so I'm on that committee that's working on going through all of those and seeing who needs to be renewed, who needs to be increased. And just a real brief summary of Rocket Docket. It's something that this court approved back in 2010 after I got elected, but before I took office. Eddie Montgomery, then Commonwealth Attorney, came to this court with me, and we proposed creating a Rocket Docket program here in Pulaski County. It was kind of modeled after Jefferson County, which was the only one in the state at the time. And so this court had the foresight to, along with our circuit judges and others, the jail, had the foresight to approve funding for the Rocket Docket program. I think Mr. Wilson and Mr. Strunk may have been the only 2 on the court at the time, but the rest of you, as you've come on board, have continued to support it. And the basic premise behind the Rocket Docket is it applies to drug cases. It's one of the components of it is to try to get individuals into treatment and counseling if they need that. But prior to Rocket Docket, defendants were sitting in jail for a long time before their case was disposed of. And for those of you that don't know, when someone is charged in district court, they remain a county inmate. That means the county's funding the cost of housing that individual. They only become a state inmate, and the state starts picking up the cost after they've been convicted and or sentenced, pled guilty and or sentenced to the crime. So prior to the implementation of the Rocket Docket program in Pulaski County, defendants were having a hard time making bond. They were just sitting in jail. Their cases were getting continued. All the while, the taxpayers of Pulaski County were picking up the tab for that. The Rocket Docket program is designed to, at the defendant's initial appearance, we work hand in hand with the Commonwealth Attorney's Office, David Dalton now. They have one or both of their detectives come to court. One of my assistants is cross-designated as an assistant Commonwealth Attorney, Kenton Lanham, and the 3 of them together make what we call a Rocket Docket offer to the defendant. So the circuit court is also involved, the circuit judges, and let's say they come to arraignment on Monday or Wednesday. By the next week, usually, if they've accepted the Rocket Docket offer, they plead guilty and oftentimes are sentenced either then or within the next week or 2. And instead of spending 300 days in jail on the county's nickel, they're spending maybe 14 days in jail, and then they're converted over to a state inmate once they're sentenced, and then the state's picking up the tab. So what does all that mean? It means a lot of savings to Pulaski County citizens and to the taxpayers, and there aren't many places in county local government that we can say we make money, but it takes a village to do it, and takes everybody cooperating. And so these aren't my numbers. These are the numbers that the Prosecutor's Advisory Council puts together, the Attorney General's office. And we started the program here in 2011. In 2015, the Justice Cabinet saw how great it was, and they got on board, and they started giving money to PAC to fund other rocket docket programs. So of course, since we already had one up and running, well, we were on board with that initial round of rocket docket programs. So we've been doing that since 2015. So the savings I'm going to give you, I've got stats prior to 2015, but those are mine that I put together. They're objective, but still, these I'm going to tell you about right now. There are 51 rocket docket programs around the Commonwealth of Kentucky, which involve 96 counties. We, here in Pulaski County, rank 9th out of those 51 rocket docket programs in the amount of savings that's generated. During the course of this program, since 2015, we have our net savings has been $5,079,190, or on average $564,000 a year that we've saved the taxpayers, that you all have saved the taxpayers of Pulaski County because of this rocket docket program being implemented and flipping these inmates from the county side to the state side. All the while not sacrificing justice. We're still making sure that justice is done and appropriately, and we're part of the program is to get defendants treatment and where it's needed. So we're not sacrificing justice, we're just expediting justice. So I wanted to give you all that bit of good news. I try to report to you every year. Again, it's taken you guys and those of you new that came on that didn't really know about this, you've continued to support it. Still $50,000. The Commonwealth Attorney, I said that earlier, Commonwealth Attorney gets 25, we get 25. But the additional funding now comes from some of the money from the Justice Cabinet. But we appreciate it. Appreciate you giving us the opportunity to administer this program and for having faith in us from the get-go that we can make it work.
Thank you, Martin. We appreciate you bringing this to us and doing the brain work on it to get it going. You've done a great job.
With the fact that the county actually, I think we have to put in from our general fund $1.6 million, $1.8 million a year. So we don't get all the revenue needed to run the county jail system.
But you would be putting in another $564,000 a year, but for this.
And now we found out after we got the budget done this year that the state has taken an extra 100 prisoners out of our jail system that they were paying us for. So anything we can do to save money is a great thing, and we need to do more of it. So thank you very much.
I'm pretty proud of, our ranking in savings. We're 9th out of 51 programs. We're ranked 9th, so.
Very good. Excellent. Thanks, Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Any other business? I will ask for citizens' comments. If there are any citizens that would like to address the court, please do so. Seeing none, I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Wilson and second by Mr. Wheeldon. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And we will stand adjourned. Thank you.